Let's talk Kerber roasting. So in order to talk Kerber roasting, we have to understand how Kerberos itself works. Now there is this great infographic here that will tell us how these things work. So here we have a domain controller, okay? And this domain controller is also known as a key distribution center, and we can call that a KDC here. We also have our user. Now our user is going to need to authenticate to the domain controller. When they do that, they're going to say, hey, I want to request what is known as a ticket granting ticket. I'm going to provide my NTLM hash, and I'm going to request that ticket from you. Now, the domain controller is going to send back the ticket granting ticket, and it's going to encrypt that ticket with the Kerberos ticket granting ticket hash. Okay, what's important here is this KDC is holding the keys, right? So we have to authenticate with the KDC. That sends it back here, and now we have a ticket granting ticket. How did we get this ticket granting ticket? We supplied an NTLM hash. What does that mean? We have a username and a password. That's it. Any valid user, doesn't have to be admin, doesn't have to be anything. Any valid user gets this ticket. This is how Kerberos works. This is the authentication. So we have Frank Castle, we have password 1. We have a valid ticket granting ticket. So from here, now let's say we have an application server. This could be SQL, this could be antivirus, it could be whatever you want the application to be. We just have a service that we're trying to access. So this service here has what is called an SPN. That is a service principal name, and that's going to come into play here in just a second. But in order to access this service, we have to first request a ticket granting service ticket, or this is a TGS, okay? So we're going to request this TGS. And how do we request this? Well, we present our TGT. So we've already got our TGT, our ticket granting ticket. We're going to request a service ticket from the server. Well, the server knows the server account hash, right? And it's going to encrypt that and send it back. The server does not know if we, the KDC or the server here, does not know if we have access to the server or not. So it's just going to provide back to us the TGS with the server account hash. This is where Kerberosing stops. However, let's continue. In order to authenticate to that server, in the real world, what we would do is we would present that TGS to the application server, and that would then decrypt it using its own server hash. And it would say, yes, you have authentication. You are the user that is allowed on this, or no. And then it's going to send back and say yes or no. We don't need to ever send that out. This is not important. It's important to understand what's happening and why this happens. But the important part to understand here is we have a valid user account, which gives us a ticket granting ticket, steps 1 and 2. With that ticket granting ticket, then we can request a service ticket for a service. That service ticket is going to be encrypted with the server's account hash. Why does that matter? Well, guess what? It's a hash. We can decrypt the hash. We can try to crack the hash. So we can run a tool. It's called getuserspns.py. Guess where it's from? Impacket. Impacket's awesome. And we just say marvel.local, Frank Castle, password 1. We specify the domain controller IP and we request. So we're going to request this service ticket, right? And guess what's going to happen? We're going to get this ticket granting service ticket here. It has the hash here that's encrypted with. And we're just going to copy this hash and try to crack it. So we're going to put this into Hashcat, this big long hash that we get back, and we're going to crack it pretty easily. So that's what we're going to do. Again, quick refresher, just to go back. We have our ticket granting ticket. We request that from the KDC. We get that because we have a known user account. It does not have to be a domain administrator account. Known user account. So once we get credentials, we can attempt Kerberosing. From there, we request this ticket granting service ticket, and it's going to send that back to us, and it's going to say, here you go. I'm going to encrypt it with the server's hash. And then we don't ever have to present here. We just take it and we try to crack that. So let's go ahead and do this hands-on, and you'll see this come up again a couple times. So let's go ahead and move on to the next video.